Greetings, fellow modelers. This is my 1/350th original series Enterprise from Polar Lights. Spent, I don't know, probably the better part of 5 or 6 months working on this. Model features the ParaGrafix photo-etch set, detailed shuttle bay and bridge. Power is provided by a 2 amp 12 volt power supply. I used the base from the Refit Enterprise, the original Refit Enterprise issue, and I added some spotlights, 4 spotlights to the base to light up the underside. First button here on the left turns the lights on the Enterprise. The center button lights up the spotlights, and if you position them a certain way, they will light up the nacelles and the lower saucer quite nicely. Let's see, the model is weathered with pastel chalks and to look like the studio model. I tried to stay as subdued as I could. In some of these windows you may be able to see, and maybe I can point these out later, but you should be able to see little crew figures looking out the windows, and that was courtesy of the ParaGrafix photo-etch set. He also included what he called, what did he call them? Anyway, they're silhouettes. They're little silhouettes of crew members looking out the window, I guess, to increase the realism. I added foam insulation to the complete length of each nacelle. I actually moved the motor further back and encased it in a foam sleeve, and I have a shaft that runs through a set of ball bearings that actually powers the fan blades that spin. The starboard side nacelle spins clockwise, and the port side spins counterclockwise, like an airplane propeller would. The model actually will come off the stand. I could try doing that. Show you how that comes off. Turn the power off. There's a 4-pin mini DIN plug that plugs into the underside of the Enterprise. Here you can see the underside. No decals on this aside from the little markings, these little markings here on the sides, and some of the signage on the underside of the saucer and in the bay under the nacelle. I bought a set of vinyl masks from Orbital Drydocks, and I painted on all of the ship's registration, the pennants, stripes, all that's painted on. And I really like the effect. No worries about silvering when you paint them. And I really am happy with how that turned out. Let's turn the lights on again. Let's see. I actually added another thing I did. Let's see if I can get the camera zoomed in a bit. See how we can do here. And this didn't show up in the other video I took, but I added a SMD LED inside the upper dome, so it lights up, because apparently the kit didn't provide a light for the upper dome. They didn't apparently know how to light that. And the bridge inside is actually a clear bridge, painted. I added the ParaGrafix photo-etch for all the consoles. And Kirk, Rand, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, Uhura, Sulu, and Chekhov are all. And there's actually a red shirt standing up near the front screen, but you can't really see him that well. But this actually pops up, lifts off, and there's 2 wires that run to the inside of the dome that light it up. And you can see our little crew figures inside. And on the view screen is Balok's puppet from the Corbomite maneuver. Quite intimidating on the main viewer there. And I don't think I can zoom in with this camera and give you a view of that. But let's see what else about this. Unfortunately, it does wobble a bit because of the It's only a 4-DIN mini pin DIN plug it plugs into, so it tends to wobble a bit when I turn it. But it is quite sturdy. It has never fallen off the stand since after construction. Let me see here. If this will fit or not. The impulse engines do light up. Unfortunately, I put them on the same circuit with the dome in the upper saucer dome, and when I light up when I turn the impulse engines on, which looks like the remastered impulse engines, this light will go out. So don't be alarmed when you see that light go out. There you go. See, it kind of flickers. It's kind of flickering. It'll go out eventually. There you go. But it will come back on. The dome will come back on once I turn the impulse engines off. But very nice effect though. They glow. I used the decal from the model kit, put it behind some very thin sheet styrene that I had, clear thin sheet styrene, and then I stained it with a clear Tamiya acrylic orange transparent, so you get a nice look. There, see? So there's a little push button switch here in the center, right where that hole is. It operates the lights. Let's see, the shuttle bay. Here we go. Oop. There you go. Drop the doors. So it's a completely detailed shuttle bay with the Galileo shuttle. See if I can get down here so you can get a look at that. There we go. Sorry to... I don't know how close I can get before this is going to lose focus. That looks like that's about it. But you can see it there. And, oh, I know what those are called. ParaGrafix calls those little silhouettes in the windows shadow casters. Yeah, very appropriate. And what I actually did was I tried putting the shadow casters on behind the windows inside the model, and you couldn't even see them through the thick plastic, because I use the white windows, which are kind of, well, you know, they're transparent, but they're milky white. So you couldn't even see the shadow casters through the thick windows. So what I did was I put the shadow caster on the outside of the window, and the windows were actually a little recessed into the model, and I laid a piece of clear, really thin sheet styrene and cut it to the shape of the window frame and inserted that, and then I sandwiched the shadow caster between that pane and the insert, and voila, you got a little crewman looking out, little shadow of a crewman looking out the window. So that worked out pretty well. Pretty happy with that. Okay, and now you're probably wondering when I'm going to turn the engines on. So I don't know if what you hear on camera is going to be really representative of the sound. It's a lot. I think it's a lot quieter than what you're going to hear, and the microphone on this camera tends to amplify it. But maybe if I talk in the background. Oh, by the way, maybe I should get on camera and say hi. Can you see me? Hi, I'm ParaGrafix, by the way, otherwise known as Steve. Probably just scared you to death. Hello? Anyway, this is my Enterprise, and I'm going to turn it on now so you can see the engines work. So I'm going to talk a little in the background, and maybe that'll help equalize the sound, so you can get a better idea what that sounds like. So I can lean it back a little bit, make it fly level. Whoops, here we go. I'm gonna try and zero in on these engines here for you. And I don't want this video to run too long. It's gonna take forever to download, but here you go. Here's the, here you go, there's the engines. And I did a little different than what the kit recommended to do with because I bought the supplemental lighting kit. I actually, instead of having the LEDs sitting way down underneath the floor of the, what do you call it, the lighting towers, I actually cut the lighting towers off a bit, hollowed them out, ground them out, and inserted the LEDs right up into the dome. And then I hollowed out the little candles, the little colored candles that came with the lighting kit, and I inserted them right onto the LED so they really light up nice and bright. and there's there's blue LEDs, green LEDs, and red LEDs. I wanted to use amber LEDs, but they require a different voltage, and when I tried to use the amber LEDs, the flashers wouldn't work. The flashing LEDs wouldn't work. So I did something with the chip, something to the chips that wouldn't allow it to work. So I have white LEDs, super bright white, high diffusion rate LEDs that light up the 5 amber bulbs, and then again I've got a blue bulb, a green bulb, red bulb. There's even pink bulbs in this thing. And those are the flashing lights. Get that flashing effect. So there you go. See if I can turn it so you can get a better look at the engines. Pretty happy all in all with how they turned out. I've been a Star Trek fan since I was about 9 years old when I first saw it on TV. So this is pretty much the ultimate Enterprise for me. I know a lot of you out there like the refit, but this was the original. So I am an old school Trekkie all the way. So I hope you like this. And we're gonna get one more shot here. If I can turn it. There's a nice view. And I'll turn out the light. You can get a real good look at that right there. There we go. Well, I hope you liked this video. It was a lot of fun to build this. Now I just got to try and find a place to put it in the house. For now it's out in the garage, but I've got a clean garage, pretty much. But it won't be here forever. I'd like to get a case for it. But I spent a lot of time out here in the garage working on my hobby, and not bad at all to be able to turn around and see this baby, see the gray lady. So anyway, that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching.